The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Man perishes in fiery crash. A man died in an early morning fiery crash at the end of Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway Extension, Davie. Police and firefighters were at the scene of the fatal accident for several hours this morning. They are still trying to determine the identity of the victim. The incident occurred around 5:30 a.m. The vehicle, a station wagon, was heading south along the Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway Extension when it crashed into a concrete barrier and burst into flames. The victim reportedly died at the scene. Investigations are continuing. Two shot by unknown assailant at business establishment in St. Madeleine. A man and a woman were shot in St. Madeleine on Friday night, a short distance from where Umesh Sinanan was fatally shot roughly 24 hours before. Police are investigating whether the two incidents are linked. The latest incident reportedly took place around 6:50 p.m. on Friday. It is reported that a 50-year-old security officer was at a parlor at Bellevue Street with a 36-year-old proprietor when a white Nissan Tiida drove up and an occupant reportedly opened fire on them. The man was shot in his right shoulder while the woman was shot in the chest and right lower abdomen. They were both taken to the San Fernando General Hospital in a private vehicle. Police said the man is in stable condition while the woman's status is listed as critical. Police uncovered 7 spent shells and 2 projectiles at the scene. St. Madeleine police are investigating. This incident occurred one day after 20-year-old Umesh Sinanan was erased. Sometime after 8 p.m. on Thursday, Sinanan was sitting on a car in his aunt's gallery when a man approached and opened fire on him. He died at the scene. Officers of the Homicide Bureau of Investigations Region 3 are investigating. Camera installation technician on bail for offenses against a minor. A 19-year-old camera installation technician was granted $200,000 bail with a cash alternative of $25,000 after he appeared before a Couva magistrate charged with grooming of a minor. 2 counts of penetration of a minor, knowingly creating via recording, and knowingly having possession of such recording. Austin Samaru of Bank Village, Carapachama, appeared before Magistrate Alexander Prince. He was ordered to report to the Freeport police station once per week, to have no contact with the victim or her family members, directly or indirectly, and not to be in close proximity of the victim or her family members. It is alleged that between January and February 2021, the accused communicated with the victim on social media. In September 2021, the accused allegedly visited the victim's home and had intercourse with her. A report was made to the Freeport police station and the Child Protection Unit was contacted, and an investigation was launched into the matter with the assistance of the Cybercrime Unit. The investigations reveal the accused made a video recording of the interaction he had with the victim. He was arrested on April 24 and the charges laid last Tuesday. Investigations were spearheaded by W. Superintendent A.G. Claire Guy Allen and W. Inspector Charles, while charges were laid by P.C. Vijay Ramkisoon of the Child Protection Unit Central Division. Man fined $5,000 in order to pay $40,000 in compensation for wounding the mother of his child. A man of South Trinidad who admitted to wounding the mother of his child during a domestic dispute in 2010 has been fined $5,000 and ordered to pay $40,000 in compensation. Anthony Farrow, who entered into a plea agreement with the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions in March, received the sentence for attempted homicide from High Court Judge Lisa Ramseymer-Hines during a virtual hearing on Friday. Under the terms of the agreement, Farrow, who was initially charged with attempted homicide and wounding with intent, agreed to plead guilty to the substantive charge in exchange for the DPP's office discontinuing the latter charge. State Prosecutor Daniel Thompson and Farrow's defense attorney Peter Carter submitted a joint sentencing recommendation in which they recommended that he receive the fine and pay the compensation to the victim, whose name was withheld to protect her identity. During the hearing, Ramseymer-Hines noted that she did not have to accept the sentence recommendation if she felt it was too lenient or harsh. Stating that domestic and intimate partner violence was far too prevalent in T&T, Ramseymer-Hines noted that she was reluctant to accept the recommendation as she felt that a non-custodial sentence was inappropriate in the case, considering that Farrow was alleged to have wounded the victim 3 times during an argument over their then-infant child. However, she noted that there was very little local case law on the use of plea bargaining because of its relatively recent use, so she had to apply Canadian legal precedents, which warned against interfering with joint sentencing recommendations unless there were serious public interest considerations. I cannot say that the joint recommendation is so unhinged that it would bring the criminal justice system into disrepute or lead right-thinking citizens to believe that it has broken down, Ramseymer-Hines said. She noted that plea bargaining is just an essential element of efficient criminal justice systems and could not be considered to be a necessary evil. There is nothing shameful in the practice, she said. In his submissions during the hearing, Carter said that his client could afford to pay the fine forthwith but needed a payment plan to pay the compensation. He also requested that Justice Ramseymer-Hines include provisions that Farrow receive a minimal default sentence if he missed an individual monthly payment, as under normal conditions an accused person is given a substantial default sentence and would not be required to clear the balance. Thompson did not object, as she noted that the DPP's office wanted to ensure that the victim received the compensation. "We do not intend to put the prisoner in a position in which he is doomed to fail," she said. As part of her sentencing, Ramseymer-Hines stated that he would receive a 2-year sentence if he failed to pay the fine and would receive a 2-week sentence for each missed $2,000 monthly payment of compensation. The DPP's office was also represented by Rhea Libert.